Greetings and hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Shining Force Randomized. This is post-production me, however, because someone forgot to turn on the microphone when they started recording. And so thus this whole thing, well, this is just me in the future now recording from the person in the past. Do you record that switch so far? No, we don't need to. Chapter 9, Rise of the Ancient Castle. This is the final chapter. Runefaust at last. The long and perilous journey is near its end. This is the final chapter of this entire thing. This is it. Whether it ends as a triumph for light or darkness, we will not know. Anyway, we're going to go down here into the town because we cannot go back. We have to go into the town. There was nothing down here. We had absolutely no reason to go down there, but for some reason my brain decided, hey, what's down here? Is there something? No, there is not. Me. Go back up. Thank you. I decided to try a little post-production, little post-commentary work, because I can basically just watch and just jibber-jabber, jabber, and not worry. By the way, right here in this bush, secret character. See the little shuriken flower? I am the ninja Hanzo. I shall join your battle. And that's exciting for us because that's our last secret character right there. There are no more secret characters in the game. That was in that bush. Yes, me. Yes, me. That was in the bush. We want to go talk to some more people. Me, let's go. I'm spending the next little time jibber-jabbering with people like this guy. The knights have all gone away. He doesn't know where they are. This guard says the Mahato is waiting for us inside the castle. Oh my, what's this, an enemy? No. He's not. I explore both. I'm just like, yes, we'll stop him. And then I'm like, well, what's no right? The healthy choice. Not really, considering he'll end the entire world on us. It's not really the healthy choice. There's nothing up there. I just spent time being like, ooh, what's up there? There isn't anything. I'm like, what's up here? Nothing. No, he's fine. All the monsters are west of us and trying to go after the Gate of the Ancients. Just keep in mind, to the west, this place was Protectora at one point. To the east was Guardiana. Both were guarding one doorway that led to the shining path of Metafa. Indeed. And remember, the shining path to Metafa was the shining path to Metafa to the area where Dark Dragon was sealed by the ancients over 1,000 years ago. And apparently the ancients had all this crazy ancient technology, all these mechs and robots and other things. Yeah, we have to go quickly. Well, he has to go quickly. And indeed, King Ramladu is our last obstacle. But yeah, like, the ancients had all this crazy tech. All of it. All this insane tech, all these things that they just possessed, and we have here with lances and spears and magical weapons instead. The only really techie stuff we get is Robot Adam. Robot Adam occurs in some future games as well. He becomes more of a prominent character. Future games in this, such as Shining Force 2. Oh yeah, and this is us looking at Hanzo, our new recruit. And this is me proceeding to get very confused for the next little bit as I try to check out Hanzo. I'm like, aw man, Hanzo is like level 10 and he's promoted already. I look at him and be like, oh, he's not promoted. In my head, I'm thinking he's not promoted while looking at all this. But look at his stats. 38, 37, 743. See all that? 11 crit, 11 10 promotion. You see all that? Keep that in mind. Wait for me to go back and do the comparison with the level 8. Come on, me. Come on, you can get there. You can do it. You don't have to get so confused. It's right there. It's right there. 38, 37, 743. 28. 6. 11 and 43. The attack just as high. And I see this, but then I don't realize that he's already promoted. And I start to talk about how, oh, but he's not promoted and I have to go through the work of doing this all, and whether or not I should promote at level 10, and wow, but the pre-promote is higher stats, so what do I do? And then it's like, he's already promoted. Like, I'm just jabbering endlessly when he's already promoted. So, yeah. And so I basically ended up taking him anyway. So while me sorts out this whole kerfuffle, yeah, ancients have tech, and it's not really explained all of this ancient tech and stuff till future games. Shining Force 2 is an entirely different crew. Then Shining Force Gaiden is 20 years in the future. Max is still alive 20 years in the future. But then you get a new Guardian, you get a new Shining Force in the future, 20 years in the future. And Gaiden also changed the way the game worked as well. Gaiden, mind you, was also on the Sega Game Gear. I did not have that. I don't know how many people had the Game Gear in comparison. But Gaiden offered the formula by which it would basically you would have a cutscene. You have some cutscenes. You would have your fight. You would have a town screen where you could have a few options between headquarters, which combined the priest and the advice panel and stuff all into one. You had your shop that you could select and go to that screen, and then you just had the option of going to the next battle. That was it. There was no town exploration, none of that. It was just cutscene, town options, battle, rinse and repeat, over and over again. They simplified the whole thing down. Took out the town exploration. None of it. Which, when I first played that, and I haven't beaten Gaiden because I didn't like that formula. It bothered me. Plus, it's graphically kind of... I think Shining Force CD made the graphical improvements and combined the two, first and the second together, I believe. If I end up playing one, it will end up being the CD, I think, or some kind of better translated version of the two, because I don't like the Game Gear look of Gaiden by itself, because it's very handheldy, basic graphical style. It did within the limitations, but I'd rather get a more updated version, combine the two games, like the CD version, and then playing something better resolution with better effects and graphics and stuff, essentially. So, if I play this, that's what will happen. Here I am looking at the Doomblade, keeping it, because I kept it in my inventory endlessly this whole time, thinking that, oh, well, I can't use this, only Ninja can use it, and blah. No, as it turns out, I think they changed it to where other people can use the Doomblade, and I have spent the better part of the game not using a higher tier weapon when I could have. Which shows you that the game is not too hard in that sense. Hello, puppy. How are you today? There is a puppy here. Lucky for puppy, I am not actively recording. I am not actively recording I am not actively playing, so I can actually mess with the dog. Aha! I have the dog. I'm messing with the dog. Sorry if you hear me interrupting with the dog, but I am wrestling the dog. The dog and me will fight the forces of Runefaust together, won't we, puppers? Won't we, puppers? Won't we, puppers? Grrr. He can be my little attack dog. Oh yeah, and here's Hanzo. He looks pretty cool with that dark wing thing, doesn't he, with the ninja hood? He honestly looks really cool. And yeah, I haven't really gone back to headquarters to check on my old teammates, I just realized. I ought to go back up to the north and just show you the menagerie of people all sitting around. Anyway, we're just talking to a bunch more people, jibber-jabbering our way through, because in all honesty, it's not that this part is not that long, is the reason. But basically, the townsfolk are all happy and excited that Dark Soul is gone. They can finally have their lives back. Because keep in mind, Runefaust was mostly being manipulated and controlled by Dark Soul the whole time. They used to be a guardian city, like I said, Protectora. They didn't like being under Dark Soul's grip, but they were. And the army was forced to fight for him. All corrupted by evil, and it's... Oh yeah, and we're here buying items too. Side note as we go to here, Shards of Cure we stock up on here because they are just amazing. You notice the skimpy outfit right there? Yeah, that one. That's for Anri, I believe. There's two of them, like I said before. One for Teo, one for Anri. Both skimpy bathing suits. Creators, I mean, okay. Little funny little 90s edition back in the time. But yeah, we're just kind of stocking up, doing some stuff. We'll be swapping some equipment around, buying some items, checking out their stock, see if they have anything of interest. They don't really. Here I look at the Guardian Sword, which, mind you, is not really higher in attack than the Broadsword. Or not really higher in attack than any of our swords, it's just higher defense. And then the multi-shell, which we already have right now. We already bought it in a previous place, so we don't need another one of those. We don't need another heavy rain. I believe we have the same thing. It's blue shells, right? Should be the same item. Yeah, it's the same item. So, no, we don't need it. I like having this item called Heavy Rain. It makes the archers so much more useful, because I think you only get, like, the assault shell and the buster shot. And you don't get the buster shot till way late. The archers are just not that good. Unfortunately. That Hell Spear is so overpowered. It is so broken in its capacity. So broken. Here I am doing some equipment swaps. It's hard to believe that we've been recording for so long. We've been doing for so long that we've been talking, doing, playing this game, going through it. Issues with the videos like at the top and the bottom to cut off. Many recordings done. I'm actually going to complete this game, and that's great. And maybe post-production audio can, you know, maybe I could try doing post-production audio more often. It's just kind of... The only thing about doing post-production audio is you spend all that time playing the game, and then you spend all that time recording over it, doubling your time. But it does make for better commentary, I suppose. Here I am repairing all my items, by the way, because whenever you use items, there's a chance you can get a crack in them. And if you use them too many times, it just outright break. Oh, we're just sitting around thinking of buying things, thinking of doing things, probably jibber-jabbering about this or that. Doggy sitting in the hallway, just staring at me as usual. Let's wander around the town some more. Yay! That's right, stare in the distance longingly as we get ready for the next battle. Aha! You again, Max. How unfortunate for you. Now I must be off to summon Dark Dragon, but don't worry. Someone is waiting for you. King Ramladu will serve my purposes one last time, then I will have no need for him. We're not scared of you anymore, Dark Soul. We're really not. We're at the point we could do some damage to you by ourselves. Will we kill you by ourselves? Maybe not, but certainly do a lot of damage to you. Anyway, the next battle, which is disappointing. He gives this little, aha, you will perish, you can't get to me, but like, the battle is trivial, unfortunately, and I don't know why the AI is designed so trivially in this battle. Basically, you see all the menagerie of enemies up there, and you see these guys. The only ones that will really come at us is the first two. The first few. And then everyone else stays in the left, the center, or the right. Oh yeah, that little cut and edit there, I apologize, was because I had an interruption with dogs or something interrupted the sound. The dog was barking. But since we're doing post, that edit is unnecessary, I guess, but, you know. But yeah, this battle's trivial. The enemies on the left make a little pattern, like a little cross pattern, then stay. Enemies on the right, they move up, make a little cross pattern, and stay. Enemies in the middle, make a little line, 1, 2, 3, and stay. They don't move forward. They don't even really move forward when you get up to them. They don't do anything. It's so boring. And I'm sad that this battle is so boring. And some of the battles are boring because of that, because the enemies don't move. Mods have sought to address this issue. This is an issue with the game being as old as it is. Man, I've never taught this much before. I don't talk this much recording. Trying to be comfortable too. I have to say that Adam being the little jelly dude is the most amusing thing that I've had. His color matching his spells too is so funny. Here comes Mr. Laser Guy. I hate the lasers so much. I used to struggle with the laser guys so much back in the past, but then you realize they do flat damage, just gang up your members on them one at a time and they die. They're not that bad. They get a laser shot or two off, it's annoying, but it's flat damage. Now, if they had like massive laser rain from the sky or like big explosions, more stuff like that, whoa boy. I feel like at the end of the game, this part of the game could have been much harder. I feel like it was a lot harder early on the promotion cycles, but then it becomes not so hard anymore. We're also at our promoted stages. We're so strong at this point. After this, though, I wonder what I'll do next. Maybe play Boken's Heroes. Maybe play another one. Maybe do another game entirely. I don't know. We're gonna blast this guy off a shell. Blam! Love doing that. It's so satisfying. Yeah, they don't move. And there's also a reason to cast a higher level blaze spell because it does more damage, I guess. But it's such a waste. It's just a waste. Man, I am tired. There goes the curse damaging us again. I've said this before, but unlike attacking with it, just casting a spell will never paralyze you. You only get paralyzed if you try to attack actively with it. You know, Vankar right there was the most surprising. Well, my faith in him was based on the fact that he was like an Arthur-like character who's more of a late gamer. And he did serve to be kind of a late gamer in a way. The dragon proving to be super strong. Me, I'm kind of just a decent knight, I suppose. I don't feel like I'm anything special out of all the knights. I wish I was like magical or something unique. But whatever, I became a knight. I accept the decision. Here I'm debating whether or not to attack, and if I just go ahead and decide to wreak havoc with the fire from Umber Doom. Face the power of the... Okay, I'll calm down. That weapon is just so good. Little dragon raining destruction upon all of everything. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. This one is okay. You get pretty easy level ups when you cast spells. You get like really easy level ups by casting spells because you hit so many people, you get experience for each one. It's pretty nice. I could have honestly probably attacked and been fine. Oh, I did anyway. I was like, just do it. Oh yeah. Which you missed, that's right. What do you guys... so, was everybody wanting to, you know, people in other commentary settings like to pose questions of the day, they like to pose ideas and concepts. I'm kind of doing this live post, in a way. So I'm kind of just jabbering. You guys like dragons? This... I just look at a figure on my desk, a dragon. I'm like, y'all like dragons? I think dragons are really cool, aren't they? You know, I mentioned something about dragons in this. I mentioned some little random fact about how there's a species of beetle that has two chemicals separated in its body that when threatened, it will spray, they will combine together at the last moment and spray out like napalm. It's like the closest example to like, it's like a Greek fire scenario that the beetles have, that they spray out of their legs. So it makes you wonder, maybe like dragons or other species, someday this D-cell will work. Someday it will work and it'll be awesome. Someday. But beside that, they spray napalm. There was the whole Greek fire thing that sprayed napalm that we never really figured out the chemical concoction for. So maybe there were dragons that did something cool with like napalmish applications. Who knows? You think back about how um, sorry, losing my train of thought as we blast them with copious amounts of lightning. But, no, but, really, maybe there were fire breathing or something to that effect, right? I don't know, I'm just guessing. Maybe. There were all these reports of sea serpents and stuff in the past. Things that lived in the ocean. We haven't even explored all the massive depths of the ocean that we could possibly explore just because the pressure down there is too intense. I don't know what species or creature could live down in those extreme pressures, but something. Some crazy thing? Who knows? I don't necessarily believe in the Loch Ness Monster, but I believe there could be things like it that exist. Little side tangent. I feel like us using that Hell Spear is almost like trying to use... It's like you're using evil against evil. It should not be a good idea. But I mean, the game has no qualms about it. It'll proceed as it normally would. It's just kind of, I suppose, almost like, it's like trying to use the One Ring against Sauron, which doesn't work. But mechanically here, this works. So, why not? Like, the thing is, normally you would be the hero with the Chaos Breaker, the sword, but we're not. So we use whatever we can use. You know, originally when Lyle's MP pool was so low, I thought they're gonna be useless. No, they ended up gaining lots of magic points, which helped out with their. It really helped them a lot with their character abilities. It does make me wonder, had I leveled up all the other Force members, what they would have been like at this point, but I am not going to do that. It would take too long. Other mods sought to address this by giving you training abilities. This doesn't work again, by the way. Other mods sought to address this with training abilities, but original Shining Force, these original games did not have any training features. You had to grind them by default. Get that grind on. That's kind of... excuse me, pardon me. It is not YouTube friendly. You don't know what I said. That's the first part of the battle, which jumps straight into the second. This battle I talk about whether I debate. Oh, I could kill the enemies in the south, which normally is all robots, but instead, you see some chimeras, you see some blue dragons. Blue dragons and chimeras are like some of our final tier enemies, along with the robots and the demon masters and some stuff. But that's basically it. Which I show them off briefly. Those breathe fire. Those breathe ice. They have decent agility too, so they're kind of hard to hit. But the objective of the map is to defeat Ramladu, which is in the north. I talk about how I could defeat all the enemies in the south. I don't end up doing this. But I do end up providing a distraction. So we can go kill Ramladu in the north. Because once you do, the entire map ends. Ramladu, keeping in mind, was the king of Protectora, or Runefaust, until Dark Soul corrupted his mind and controlled him like he did Cain. It's unfortunate what happened to him. But yeah, the whole thing about it, you send some people to distract in the south. Then you go north, kill Ramladu, and the battle is over. And that's... This part of the battle is actually far harder than the first part. Like, this is much harder than the first part, because all the enemies are right there, so they immediately run after you. If the first part could have been something like them charging at you instead of being so cowardly, it would have been a lot more interesting. It could have served to try to wear you down before this part occurred. Making this fight even more challenging, but it doesn't do that. It does not do that. But the Ice Dragon chooses not to breathe ice at us. They do hurt, though. They do hurt. We hurt as well, though. Chaos Breaker. I wonder why they picked light combined with darkness, like light and dark, to be like a green. Why is green the color of light and dark? Like, why is it green exactly? Here comes a dog. I wrestle the dog, wrestle the dog. Arrgh. God, bump my microphone. Sorry about that. He literally bumped my microphone. You little dork. Bump my microphone, you dum-dum. Arrgh. He is enjoying the attention. But yeah, I wonder why, sorry that he bumped the microphone there. But I do wonder why they decided to be like, light plus dark equals green sword. Why green? I don't know. Maybe someday I'll figure that out. I don't think any of the original Shining Force creators would even be alive by this point to tell me. And also considering that the original creators were Japanese, as English translation, well, I'll never know. I will never know their decision. Maybe I can find it out one day. I'd love to. I'd love to know the answers to these questions. I want to know the lore. I want to know all the details. Why are these things done? Why? What is the lore? More lore of Shining Force is explained in Shining Force 2 and Shining Force Gaiden and those subsequent sequels, but a lot of those games didn't even come to North America. You don't even get to figure out the lore because they didn't release the majority of the games. By the way, we sacrificed Domingo here just to keep him busy. We probably didn't have to, but we did. But I want to know. Maybe I'll try to gather all the lore of Shining Force and put it together or something. I don't know, that'd be a big project to do. But it'd be neat. I could become like the Shining Force Authority. Am I trying to make my channel based off of this? I don't know. I like this game, but I think I'd get tired of it if I kept playing it over and over and over again. Ramladu here, by the way, normally comes with like Aura 4, so he can heal himself. Aura, though, also is very expensive as a healing spell, so he can only do it like a few times. Instead, he comes with Flare 4, which you know is the massive multi-target blaze spell. He never gets a chance to use it, but he does come with it in this randomization. But it, like I said, it's never relevant. So much of the lore was kept behind in Japan and never translated here, so much of it. Luckily, nowadays, we have fan translations of all these games that were missed. We have fan translations of all of them, so we can go and play them. That flail hurts a lot. He'd be so much better of a boss if his enemies were, if the enemies were more around him rather than behind him. Oh well. But yeah, there are fan translations, English ones, which means we can play all the Shining Force games because there's translations available. Will I end up playing them? Maybe. Maybe in the future. Right after this? I don't know. Maybe. This video is almost done. Ramladu is soon to be defeated. Chimera is such a fascinating enemy, ain't it? It's like the one head is the head of a prey animal, like in the antelope. But then the lion and the dragon are both predators. I'm guessing the antelope gives him a more bounty sort of ability. He can but lions can also jump pretty well. It probably gives him like more leg strength, I suppose. I suppose the antelope is like the agility sort of sense. The lion is like the biting force and physical biting force. And my dog got something in his mouth, I just realized. I need to get that out of his mouth. The video is almost over. Okay, he came back out. Are you okay? I just don't want you to get sick. Are you okay? I think he's mad at me. The Hell Spear, I feel like they should have aimed the particles in the other direction, of course. Woody. That's my dog's name, by the way. Come on, bud. He did take it out of his mouth, which is a good boy. The distraction of the century is my dog. It's okay. He's fine. I'm not sure what he grabbed over there. But that was it. As it turns out, Ramladu was being controlled by Dark Soul. We must stop Dark Dragon. They have caused so much evil. It's been... Indeed. Well, that was it. That was the intro battle. After this, I gotta go figure out whatever the dog is messing with, because apparently he decided to pick it up again. It looked like, it didn't seem that. Hold on. You know what? Let me go handle that. Post-production recording pause. Go! I have no idea whatever he was doing. Anyway, cutting ahead a little bit, we basically searched these two chests. The one on the right contains a healing seed. The one on the left contains the halberd, as we swap out the equipment, get our soldiers ready, because the final conflict is near at hand. It's not over there, me. A little bit of a weird cut, but I had to go make sure my dog was okay, because I don't want him to be eating and drinking something that might hurt him. Kind of important. I think he's fine, though. But that's it. Back in Runefaust. Ramladu is dead, unfortunately. He was too far gone by this point. My dog is coming up to say sorry. He feels bad. He just doesn't... The running theme of the pet. I guess you need to be a mascot, don't you? Dog. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I am just faffing about at this point, wandering around the town. I don't remember whatever I was saying. It's probably some outro related stuff. Brief interruption as I tried to make sure my dog was not getting into trouble. I'll review this video to make sure it's in good spirits, but that's it then. We're reviving our teammates, and this will end shortly. It was a pleasure joining you guys today, ladies and gentlemen. I may do more post-commentary work in the future because it lets me talk a little easier. But this is more of a experiment as a result of an error in recording rather than a purposeful decision. Maybe I'll use it. It seemed to go well, apart from the fact that the dog decided he wanted to eat stuff that he wasn't supposed to. He knows not to, right? He's got the most scared look on his... It's okay. That's it then. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be using this part for a thumbnail. And as always, bye.